For The Street in New York, I'm Jill Malandrino, along with Andrew Krill with your week ahead. But before we get into the important points for next week, let's review what happened this week, because it was quite an interesting tape, particularly with economic data.
So I'd say, in my opinion, one of the highlight economic data points was the trade data this week. Imports came in much higher than expected, and this caused a lot of the economists to take down their first quarter GDP numbers, which are already pretty anemic at 0.1% growth. And next week, industrial production is going to be an important data point to watch, so will help us get a feel if this is actually short-term noise or a bigger trend.
And how about the action in the markets? If you take a look at the chart, you can see the divergences between the S&P, the Dow Jones, and then at the bottom, the Qs and the Russell. And that really was the tail of the tape this week, and even the week before, where we're seeing investors get out of those higher momentum names that they couldn't get enough of over the past 6 months and rotate into your larger dividend, larger cap type of names. So I think that's what's really interesting. And what's been brought up a lot is traders have been telling me it feels like the VIX is broken because it hasn't moved that much. And we want to remind traders that the VIX is based on SP500 options, not what you're seeing in the momentum names, which are part of the Russell and NASDAQ indexes. So I think it's really key when you hear the fear index or whatever on network that you make that distinction. That's something that we've been talking a lot about. Moving to the week ahead, speaking of earnings and speaking of the divergences we've seen in the different indexes, something interesting that Bespoke Research pointed out. They pointed out that the average stock that beat earnings estimates this week has gone up only 0.18% on its report day. And what we have next week is a slew of those smaller Russell and NASDAQ names. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform following the couple of ugly weeks that they've had.
And also on the earnings front, we're still going to get a couple of the bigger names. A lot in the retail sector. This includes Walmart, Macy's, JCPenney, Nordstrom. And so far, the results have actually been pretty good in the retail sector. Of the companies that are still reporting same-store sales, the April comps have come in 80% better than expected.
And we also have Deere and Cisco, two other big bellwethers we always look for commentary for. To wrap it up, Andrew, we also have a lot of economic data.
So on the economic data front, we'll probably have Janet Yellen's going to be speaking Thursday. Very important, again, with all the movement we've had in especially the smaller names, given the commentary on these more growthy names. And we're also going to get some housing data Friday with building permits and housing starts.
Okay, well, we have a lot to look forward to for next week. For The Street in New York, I'm Jill Malandrino, along with Andrew Krill. Have a great weekend, everyone.